What the hell is this? What is everyone cares when different bird species goes extinct, but when there's less Anglo-Saxons, nobody bats an eye. Nobody bats an eye. This is wild. Matt Walsh, racist worldview. As the Anglo-Saxons, we were the original Americans. If we die off, our ideology and our culture goes with it. You hate to see it. All right. All right, Matt, hit me.
According to a demographer, he's a guy that looks at demographics. Yeah. In case anyone wasn't aware. Steve Murdoch is his name. It kind of ties into something we were talking about last week, but he says it's basically over for the Anglo-Saxon race. Our time is pretty much, we're finished. Our days are numbered. Now, he's talking specifically about Texas, but this is also symptomatic of the entire country. And he's looking at information in Texas and extrapolating what will happen in the entirety of the United States. Just 2 out of every 3 Texas children are now Anglo. And the trend line will become even more pronounced in the, let's see, 2 of every 3 Texas children, okay, will become even more pronounced in the future, blah, blah, blah. Today's Texas population can be divided into 2 groups. One is an old and aging Anglo, and the other is young and minority. Between 2000 and 2040, the state's public school enrollment will see a 15% decline in Anglo children. There's kind of like a portal from another universe or something that is letting people through. They're right at ground zero of the portal, so they're going to get everything first. But then we're going to get we're going to eventually get it too. Yeah. So a 213% increase in Hispanic children in the next 40 years. That's insanity. That's actually the next 30 years.
That's the current rate, right? Like, you know, if they do, you know, magically put up a wall or something of that nature, that number would probably come down a little bit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, at the current rate, that's
if they magically put up a wall. You know that Biden has been making more progress on the border wall than Trump ever has. Did you all know that? I'm not sure if you knew that. But Obama and Biden together like have produced like it's like 300 times more border wall than Trump ever did. It's actually hilarious. But anyways, yeah, did you know that there are going to be more Browns in the country? Wild. Who could have seen this? This is insanity.
That's what they're looking at. The state's largest county, Harris County, will shed Anglo County will have about 516,000 fewer Anglos than live in the Houston area in 2000. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're good.
You don't have Anglos. Anglos don't exist. Anglos don't exist. Okay? Like the American people, the white people who are here, they're like the vast majority of them are not Anglo-Saxon. There was some weird white like amalgamation of just a bunch of like white ethnicities just thrown together. Okay, yeah, the Angles haven't existed since since like for like thousands of years. Okay, like 1,000 years. It's been a while, a millennia even. Angles and Saxons haven't existed themselves for like a long ass time. It's like, I don't know, it's just like saying Britons, like the old Gaelic Britons haven't been around. Like, the native Britons. Nah, dude, you killed all the native Britons. You're not native Britons. Yeah, I don't know. They just want to pretend that there's some like purebred like race of like weirdos. It's just weird.
The specifics of the Texas demographics, not really important. But the point is, you see how, and we've heard this before. Maybe this is more dramatic than what we've heard before. And when no one's actually said it's over for us, we're done. Our race of people, we're singing our swan song right now. We're the last of the Mohicans, the last of the Anglos. He's the first person to jump to that conclusion. But all the studies we've seen, and just when you look around yourself, that's what you see. Now, there might be some people that say, well, okay, so what? Big deal. It's not, you know, still people living here. So maybe the races mix a little bit, and it's no big deal. We all move on.
I mean, I'm kind of in that boat. I guess the problem with this story.
So here's the thing. All of this is incredibly low IQ because it's just like not understanding how demographics work at all. Let's say you take a group of people. Yeah. There's 2 groups of people. One has like a growth factor of 2, and the other one has a growth factor of like 1.2. Okay. And like the 1.2 would be like the Anglo-Saxons, but what they really mean is just white people. The white people have a growth rate of like 1.2. The brown people have a growth rate of like 2. Okay. Like if you go in the future, like 50 years, there'll be more brown people than white people. But does that mean there's less white people than there were 50 years ago? No, there's more, and a lot more, actually. In the future, there's going to be more white people. In the future, there's going to be more brown people. That's fine. Just like the ratio of the two are going to be changing, and that's nobody cares. It's fine. I don't want to say nobody cares. No normal human beings care, but a lot of these people care because they are racist and they're tying the idea of like your ethnic heritage from 1,000 years ago to your political philosophies today, which don't make any sense.
Is that it's obvious that there's an immigration problem that we're all aware of. It's just nobody knew exactly how staggering the problem is until you realize
what's the problem
which
again?
Direction the overall culture is going to go.
What's the problem?
If there's a mass influx of another culture, that means that the problem, that the faucet isn't just leaking, it's just gushing. As far as an immigration problem is concerned, I don't have a problem with the whole race thing. I mean, we're all pretty much mutts in our own way. We've all been integrated at some point in our history.
Yeah, but it's never a good thing when a type of being becomes extinct. It's no different than when
white people are not being extinct.
You think of human beings like we're all one species. Pretend we're all birds, and each race is a different kind of bird. You have eagles and sparrows, and I hope we're eagles because they're just cooler than sparrows. And sparrows would have to be the French. Eagles and sparrows and vultures.
I think of the French as more like mockingbirds.
Mockingbirds, sparrows,
they'll attack out of nowhere.
What the fuck is happening?
For a few minutes.
Or I could see them maybe as just cranes, just kind of stuck up, just sitting. They can't really do anything. They just kind of hang out there. Flamingos, maybe.
There you go, flamingo.
So we're all different kind of birds. Now, when we hear about how a type of bird is going to be extinct, it's this big tragedy, and everyone says, "Oh no, we're going to lose the Guatemalan whooping bird is going to be extinct by the year 2030."
What the fuck is this? What the hell is this? What is? Everyone cares when different bird species goes extinct, but when there's less Anglo-Saxons, nobody bats an eye. Nobody bats an eye. This is wild. When there's a less comparative number, when there's a lower comparative number of Anglo-Saxons in the country, nobody bats an eye. But when the Guatemalan whooping bird, when the blue-footed booby goes extinct, everyone loses their mind. White people, yeah, for one, white people aren't dying off. Two, so like we care about like species going extinct because for one, races of people are not species, and two, we care about species because they have a specific like a thing that they do in the environment that keeps the environment running. All right. Okay, actually, I can't listen to any more of this. I'm sorry. I actually can't listen to any more of this. Turn it down to, what was it, 10.3? Is that right, chat? We're dying off. Yes, that's what the problem is. It's not that we're just, as the Mexicans come in, we're magically meld with them and become like them. It's not like that. We are dying off, just like any other species of animal does. We're dying, and the way that animals, there's two ways that animals die off. Well, three ways. One is disease. Two is deforestation, or they lose their lands or habitat. Which, okay, look at us. He's comparing brown people moving into the America to deforestation. Are white people monkeys? Are white people like pygmy marmosets or something? Is that what he's saying? I wouldn't call white people monkeys, if I'm going to be honest. That seems like disrespectful. Look at us. And then the third one is that they stop reproducing. And usually all three of those things happen kind of simultaneously. And that's what's happening with us. The extinction of the Anglo-Saxon race is just like that. The Western white race is not having kids. They're just not. That's why before 10 years ago was like the average family was like 2. Okay, whatever. Cringe. Listen, if you want more white people to listen, okay? I don't really care for more white people to have more kids. It doesn't mean anything to me. But if you want white people to have more kids, here's what you do. You like fix the opioid pandemic. All right. You fix the opioid crisis. You fix poverty, and then people will like breed more. Okay. There you go. You're welcome. It's not Mexican people's fault that white people don't want to have sex with each other. You know what I mean? It's not black people's fault. It's not Asian people's fault. It's not Hispanic or Muslim people's fault that like white people, and specifically, I guess, Anglo-Saxon people don't want to fuck each other. You know, they don't want to marry each other. They don't want to date each other. They want to fuck each other. It's nobody else's problem or fault. Nobody cares. You'll be okay. All right. Technically, species go extinct by evolving. Yeah. Look at Homo erectus. When the Mexican people come here, which is fine. that they want to come, as long as they come legally, which most of them aren't, but they bring with them being that they're a different culture, a different race, and everything else. They bring with them a identity, and they bring it to America. And so as the Anglo-Saxons, which is the original Americans, die off, our identity and culture goes with it. It's just now China, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam, and Egypt, all those countries for thousands of years have to just keep their identity and their culture. They've been allowed to preserve it, whereas ours is dying off in less than 200. What's happening? Does he think Anglo-Saxons were invented, spawned into the ether in like a 1492? Is that what happened? It wasn't even Anglo-Saxons that like found America or whatever. Christopher Columbus was like, he was Spanish, he was Italian or whatever. He was Spanish. What the fuck's happening? What's going on? I don't understand this. He literally said that there's a difference between like Franc people and like Anglo-Saxons too. So I actually don't understand what he's talking about. You know, England still exists, right? I actually don't get it. He was Italian. I think he was like Italian, and he was working on behalf of like the Spanish like crown, right? Or he was Spanish working on behalf of the Spanish crown. At other times, Walsh performed racist impressions of black men, including calling Barack Obama's elementary school and pretending to be a father trying to enroll his son in school. He pretended to have heard that the school was lenient with its grades, saying while posting as Barack, a black man, that Obama's main principle, oh my gosh, you ain't put in the work for something, it don't mean that you shouldn't be supplied with it. Oh my gosh.
I called Barack Obama Elementary School. I wanted to find out
Barack Obama Elementary
if the fact
School.
that the school's named after Obama actually translates into the way that they grade, into their philosophy and strategy for the grading system.
Right.
And here's what happened.
Barack Obama Elementary.
Y'all opened up on Monday.
Yeah.
And I've been waiting for a long time, waiting for like a year or so until there was a school opened up named after.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Huh, wait, I have to sound like a black person. Quick, load up GTA. I need to train. Holy shit. What a goofball. What a whack job, bro. It is Crowder level memes. You're right. Solar flare white. Holy shit. Yeah, I didn't know they had Steven Crowder on this one.
After my man Barack Obama, you know what I mean? And I wanted to get my son enrolled in y'all's program over there, but I just had a few questions as far as the way that y'all handle the kids and so on with the grading system and whatnot.
Okay, what's your address?
My address is 2020 Smithfield.
What is it?
Smithfield.
Misfield?
Wait, the accent's dropping. The accent is dropping. Like he comes up to the smallest amount of like pressure and he's like, and then he just goes back into his normal Matt Walsh voice. Make this stop? No, we got to see what happens.
Now, Smithfield.
Smith?
Smithfield. I mean, before I even make decisions like that, I need to know what the school's all about, you know what I mean?
Okay. What is it that you need to know, sir?
Hey,
Well, I need to know what what y'all grading system's all about, first and foremost, because my son that I want to send to y'all, he ain't exactly the top student, you know, in charge. You know what I mean? He ain't really the head dog as far as in his classes and whatnot.
He's not the head dog. POV, I am very black. He's not the top head dog of the hood club. He ain't smooth and all the he ain't the strongest Hennessy in the club. You know what I mean? He ain't got the apple bottoms nor the boots with the fur. You feel me? He ain't a Ty G. It's just he ain't gang. You know what I mean? I'm crip walking right now. You see? It's just what the fuck is happening? Why he's like the lowest IQ? He's just like the lowest IQ boy. This shit is insanity. How long does this go on for? It's still going?
You know, proportion. So I just want to make sure that's the way y'all run things over there, so I can.
No, not in terms of the grading. I mean, every student would earn their individual grade, and that's the grade that they would be given.
Yeah, but that don't. I mean, but then why? You know, and I ain't trying to put you on the spot because I know you don't make these decisions. But why would y'all name yourself after Barack Obama?
Okay. All right. Thank you. Very smart. Big brain. Big brain. This is radioactive cringe and whatnot. You know, black people love saying things. I do this and whatnot. I do this and whatnot. Hey. His main principle is that because you ain't put in the work for something don't mean you shouldn't be supplied with it, because that's the equal right that all Americans have, you know? You mean like what do you talk, just like is you're just mad that we give money to homeless? Are you just mad that we have like homeless shelters? Is that your problem, that like homeless people just don't starve to death on the street? You know, he can do his thing laid back, you know, but he's still gonna get supplied with grades. So true. No, all kids, I mean no. So you telling me you said one pool? I knew when I saw Barack Obama Elementary was open, I said, now my son going to supply me with what I was looking for. But my man's gonna run school the way he run the economy, the way he run healthcare, and where he said everybody gonna get it. Whether you work or not, you're gonna get it. Well, no, he's not in charge of the school. It's just, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is what's going on? What is just happening? Holy shit. Why isn't he going to like pull this shit off anymore? What happened? What happened? What happened? This is just radioactive cringe. Holy shit. Damn, I can't believe poor people get health care. They don't deserve that shit. When did Jesus ever say give poor people shit? Yikes. Walsh said that white supremacists don't exist for the most part, and the Great Replacement conspiracy is just a fact. Walsh has expressed doubt that racism exists and said, when a white person says that all white people are inherently racist, all he's really doing is confessing that he's personally racist. Sure. Walsh has also attacked Muslims, deriding them as easily provoked, and suggested that every mass attacker is Muslim. One video from the Matt and Crank program shows that Matt was wearing a Confederate flag t-shirt. Nice meme. When America oppresses racial minorities, they become presidents and NFL quarterbacks. We're really bad at this, apparently. I'm just, how can you be this fucking dumb? You know what I mean? How can you be this low IQ? Like the civil rights era wasn't real. Slavery, who cares about that? Because 250 years later, Barack Obama. So come on, is racism really? Can racism really be a thing when Barack Obama? Think about that. Because all racist people voted for Barack Obama. That's true. That's so true. Here, let's open up some of these links. Let's take a look at his history.
Anyway, going into more detail, Garland went on to claim that, quote, the top domestic violent extremist threat we face comes from racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists. That's a factual specifically statement. Those who advocate for the superiority of the white race. That's
a factual statement, just so you know. There have been more killings, more attacks, both attempted and completed by white supremacists, and more people have died since 9/11 than like any other group of politically motivated attack. This is just a factual statement. If you disagree with it, you're just disagreeing with facts, and you don't have a problem with me. You have a problem with reality.
In other words, says Garland, the greatest threat we face comes from violent extremists, but not the ones who've been rampaging through our cities, inflicting billions of dollars of damage, blocking traffic, harassing innocent people, and attacking random bystanders.
True. It comes from the people being politically motivated, committing mass shootings, committing specific acts of violence to scare more brown people from coming into the country and to inflict a race war. Yes, that is far more dangerous to America than the BLM protests ever were. Because here's the wild thing. When left-wing people commit violence, they commit violence against property, generally. When conservatives commit violence, they commit violence against people and kill them. And I think that you can replace a window, you can't replace a human. That's the difference here. Anyways, so inspirational to hear about oppression from a mediocre, semi-literate imbecile who makes millions of dollars for throwing a ball around. Mediocre, semi-literate imbecile. Why semi-lit? Why the fuck would you say semi-literate here? Curious. I mean, you make millions of dollars by like just replying to like 14-year-olds TikToks, you piece of shit. What the fuck are you talking about? But okay. Remember, when a white person says that all white people are inherently racist, all he's doing is confessing that he is really racist. So true. You can't say a group of people can have bad opinions because that means that you just have a bad opinion. It's the fault of Muslims. If Muslims can be so easily provoked, no other religion seems to have this problem. What are you talking about? He wrote an article. He wrote an article defending a child molester because people were mean to Christianity. But okay, whatever, I guess. People at this point just assume that every mass attacker is Muslim. Liberals call it prejudice. The rest of us call it observant. Holy shit! Oh my gosh! Yo! Oh wow! Okay, I didn't even see this tweet. Sheesh, bro. Lord, just so you know, more white people have committed mass shootings in the U.S. and abroad than and in the West than brown people have. But okay, whatever, I guess. Sure. Anyways, and this is from the Matt and Crank program. What does that sound?
What are you guys doing?
Showbreak! Get out! Leave! Close the door! Bring me pancakes!
Hilarious, bro. And as you can see, so this is Matt Walsh here. This is him with his Confederate flag shirt. POV, normal people doing normal things. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.